Today's topic is beer production. We are going to start with ingredients required for beer production. In our previous video, we have seen malt. Today's video, we are going to study about malt agents, hops, water, and microorganisms. Let's begin with the second topic, that is malt agent. Now, why we require malt agent in our beer production? The reason for using malt agent is our American barley contains too much protein and the resulting beer is dark in color and unstable. Now the barley which we are using for beer production, we studied in the previous video, has too much protein which we don't want. Because of it, what happens? Our beer becomes dark and unstable. So this is a problem. Now I want the solution for this problem. So the solution is malt agent. This can be overcome. Now what is this? That is our unstable and dark beer which contains too much of protein can be overcome by diluting the malt protein. What do I mean by diluting? Diluting means what? By adding something else which will decrease the quantity of protein. The malt protein which is present in what? In the barley which we are taking to prepare beer, with the additional starch as a starch containing malt agent. Now basically what is our malt agent? It is the thing which contains starch. Now when we add starch, it will decrease the quantity of protein and make the beer stable. Now the malt agent which we are taking can contain starch or either sugar, which will decrease the quantity of the protein, which is our main motive. The example of the starch containing agents are rice and corn. You can add rice and corn. An example of sugar containing agents are dextrose and syrups. Now what is the difference between starch and sugar is that the basic difference is starch is an oligosaccharide and sugar is mono or disaccharide, a single unit or a double unit, whereas starch is a many units of sugar. Now important note here is that sugar containing agents are added after amylolytic, very important, after amylolytic and proteolytic activity of what? Of malt have been inactivated. Now what do I mean by amylolytic and proteolytic activity? Amylolytic means what? Breaking down of sugar, and proteolytic means what? Breaking down of protein. So the malt which I am using, the barley which I am using should not have amylolytic property and should not have proteolytic activity. Then only I can add a malt agent containing sugar, so it will not break my sugar. Our third ingredient is hops. Now what are hops? Hops are dried female flower of the hop plant. The scientific name is Humulus lupulus. That is the genus and the species name. Now why we are adding hops in a beer? The significance of hops are, first, the hops provide beer with its aromatic and pungent character and has a stabilizing effects on the beer. Now whenever you drink a beer, you will get a pungent character. It will be a bitter in taste which we get from the hops. The second significance of hop is hop contains alpha and beta resins which provide bitter taste to the beer and have a preservative effect against a gram-positive bacteria. Now we know beer are usually bitter in taste. It is because of the hops which has alpha and beta resins, as well as it has a preservative effect, means it is going to increase the shelf life of the beer and it is going to act against the gram-positive bacteria. I don't want any other microorganism to grow other than the yeast, so hop will act as a preservative. Now third significance, hop also have pectins which gives foam characteristic to the beer. Now what is pectin? Pectin is the polysaccharide which is extracted from the cell wall of the plant, which act as a stabilizing agent. Now usually when we drink a good quality of beer, it has a foam characteristic which it gets from the hops. Hops has a pectin. Pectin is nothing but a polysaccharide. So this was all about the hops. Now we'll go to the water. Since water is very common ingredient but plays a very essential role, The composition of the water will have an effect on the flavor and the other characteristic of the beer. When we make any product, the amount of the water should be appropriate. It should not be excessive, it should not be less. So the following content should be in a proper amount and should be followed. The pH should be 6.5 to 7, that is neutral. The water should always be neutral, not acidic, not basic. It should not be contaminated by anything. It should be neutral. Calcium content should be 100 ppm. Now ppm means parts per million. That is being measured. The content of the calcium, magnesium and all the other ingredient in the water is being measured in ppm, that is parts per million. Magnesium carbonate should be 250 to 500 ppm. Calcium sulfate should be 200 to 300 ppm. And iron should be 1 ppm or less. So all this following content should be properly measured to make a beer.